Hello and welcome to this TIPCHECK tutorial. In this video, I'll guide you through all the functionalities you need to know when recording a component. For this, let's go back to one of the projects which I prepared already here. So let's take the tutorial starter project and we go here and we click on add a component. Let's say we will look at, or we're standing in front of an uninsulated component. And this is a valve. So either you can take a picture with your mobile device directly from the device, or if you're using an infrared camera, you can note a picture reference, which is the name of the image your any infrared camera you're using will give to the two pictures, the RGB one and the infrared picture. As I'm demonstrating this here now on the laptop, I will show you how to note the picture reference. And afterwards, I will also show you how to select a picture. Take a picture is easy, and you know how to do this with a mobile device. So note picture reference. And here we need to know the name of the picture which we are actually going to take from our infrared camera. So in the best case, you first shoot the picture with your infrared camera. And please don't forget to remember, if it's a FLIR camera, if this is, for example, picture number 5 or whatever have you. As I have saved this already in the folder, I quickly go to tutorials and to my images. And I said we will be looking at valve. So you see the picture name of the valve is actually EIIF005 to be independent from any infrared camera provider. So what I need to do is I need to change this name to EIIF005, exactly the name as it was given here in the folder. And I click OK. And I also want to have as a second image the RGB picture of this image, which is EIIF006. And if I do this, I click here and note the picture reference, you see that the tool automatically counts the next picture in. So I click OK here, and like this, I have those two references. And if later on, this is also shown in a tutorial, my TIPCHECK is done, I can upload the pictures from the external infrared camera directly into my TIPCHECK report. And with this reference, the tool knows which picture to take for this component. Let's say for this exercise that we know what we talk about, I will also use the select a picture function. So I click on select a picture, I go to the same folder, and we were looking at this EIIF005 valve, and I'll do the same thing for the RGB so that we all see, okay, we are looking at quite a huge valve here, industrial. We call it valve tutorial. The operational time was given by the client to us as running the entire year. The diameter, this is an DN, we measured 600 even, quite a big one. Equivalent length, you remember from the training for valves, is 1 meter. If we think there are very big flanges next to it, and maybe this is a bit more than just the surface of an equivalent 1 meter of pipe length, we could, for example, here add half a meter and say in this case for this valve, because I have these specific large flanges and also this is very long, I think this fits better to 1.5 meters. If you want to be conservative, take the standard 1 meter, but you can change it whenever you wish. The medium temperature here, as it's given in our picture, is about 300 degrees. From the infrared measurement, let's hope that that was a good measurement. Ambient temperature in this case was 20 degrees Celsius. The wind speed out there is at 4 meters per second. The surface material is heavily corroded, so we can select here the value for corroded. The number of items, let's say we found similar valves, 5. Here we can now indicate that this valve needs to be maintained if there was a maintenance issue, but doesn't look like if there is a leakage or anything. But don't touch it, so there's definitely a safety issue. And it also looks as this is in an area you can reach it. So in comments, we can, for example, say we have high energy loss, attractive payback. There's nothing wrong with my English here. Thank you. Attractive payback can be expected. To be honest, I never do this during a tip check, but maybe at the tutorial, it's good to show you that you have this option with the comments. Then remember from the tutorial where I showed you how to insert these additional fields, which you do at the project level. We can say we are going to insulate this, for example, with a mineral wool material at this temperature. The space available is okay, and the accessibility is also okay. What I do during the tip check to save time, I only insert information here in those two fields, space available and accessibility, if there's a limitation. So the material is quite clear, and that's always useful to insert if I already know during the tip check how I will go to insulate this. But for example, if I have a limitation for the space and I can maximum put 150 millimeters, I put 150 millimeters. And what I do, because in the end you may have up to 150 components, if everything is fine and there are no limitations, I insert nothing. Like this, I don't have to insert anything on my mobile device. And in this case, for demonstration reasons, let's just say this is okay. And of course, the same principle for accessibility. If everything is fine, I insert nothing. If I need scaffolding, I would have an abbreviation for scaffolding to be inserted. This is not all the functionalities I wanted to show here. There are two more. So one more before I click on save is that actually in the picture, you can pinpoint something which is of specific interest. This is something very useful if, for example, you want to indicate something specific. So let's say we want to focus on this part of the valve here. By just clicking here, I get this red circle, and I have a circle radius by default of 50. If I want to make this a bit larger, I click on reset the picture, and I click once again, and you see it makes a bigger circle. But I think that looked quite nice with the 51. So I reset, and I click here, and I save. And you can see now that actually here in this picture, I have pinpointed this specific part. That could be of any use. Maybe I could write here in the comments, checking of the marked connection is necessary. An additional functionality which I wanted to show you on a component level are these hooks. With these toggles, I can actually make sure that if the next component is at the same line, it will also operate in the same hours. I can toggle in, and that means at my next component, I will demonstrate this in a second, I don't have to insert this again on my mobile device while I'm on site running the tip check. So also the temperature will be the same. The diameter, if it's the same line, will be the same. Ambient temperature stays the same. Wind speed stays the same. Surface temperature, surface material, sorry, could maybe change, but in this case, let's say we are also looking at another part of the pipe, let's say, which is corroded. So we can toggle this also in, but not the number of items, because that's not valid. And then you click on save. Please don't forget, the principle of the tool is always either clicking on next or save, so that this component and everything what we have put into as information is kept. We can see below the images everything what we inserted. Also the extra fields are here, and below we have the comments. And now let's say the next option to show you the toggle is that we add another component. I click here, I click on uninsulated component, I click on pipe. Sorry. And now you see that on the next component, all what was toggled before is already inserted, and I don't have to do this again. Like this, you save a lot of time and you can be much faster. So this was it. All you need to know on the component level, all the functionalities you have here. One last one I want to show to you is actually when you have two components. So let's say this is pipe. Here we take a picture reference. And as it's the next picture of our camera, it's just this one. We call it pipe tutorial. All what was toggled in is fine. We also have a safety issue here as it is uninsulated. And we will have more or less the same comments as before, but you know how to work with it. Here I would insert the mineral wool again and space available, okay. And accessibility, okay. And like this, I can save it. And now I have already two components and I can click on add here to get the next one. Or I can open the menu and here I can also add a component. I can edit this component if something is wrong. I can go to the project properties. I can print this component, just one page of it, or I can go to the project summary. Let's do this. And then you see that I have those two components already here. What is very nice is if I then go to my first one, because I wanted to change slightly something in the name, tutorial 1, for example, or let's say this is number 1. That idea to do it like this, you click on save. And now if you want to go to the next one, you can use this arrow down here to jump from your first to your second. Then you click here on edit component and you say this is number 2. This is just for the tutorial now. You see here the tool automatically also calculates the components as you put them. And then let's go to the project summary. You see here you have the number 1, you have the number 2. And you see now as I change the name, it's double. So in this case, it's actually redundant. It was just to demonstrate that at any time you can edit components also at a later stage. You get the safety indication here in the summary. And if there is maintenance or any other comment which you made here while recording this component, you can also do this. And like this, you either go back to home or you have in the menu all the other options which are self-explaining and will be explained also in another part of the tutorials. So let's close Project Home. And I hope this has well explained what you can do on the component level. And if you have any questions and something is not clear, then don't hesitate to get in touch with us.